Hello everybody and welcome back. We are here for the first challenge for April following the release of the 3 kits that I have released this month. I will have the links down below to those kits if you are interested. They are all spring themed. One is mostly just florals, the other one has some cutesy animals, and then the third kit is a few different background pages but still in the beautiful sort of floral pastel colours that the other 2 kits are in as well. So they coordinate really well. Because of that, I have labelled this challenge hashtag spring25 because the 3 kits obviously have 3 different names. So I thought rather than trying to amalgamate something, they're all spring related. So spring25 is the hashtag to use if you are using these and sharing them in the Facebook group. As usual, at the end of the month, those that have participated and either used the kits that they've bought from the Etsy or any of the freebies, every time you post, use the hashtag. You are entered into the prize drawing at the end of the month. So if you just use the freebies, and I'll share with you this week's freebies in just a moment, but if you just use the freebies, you get 1 entry for every post that you make. So if you post lots and lots of times throughout the month, just using the freebies, they all count as 1 entry per post that you make. If you use elements from the main kits or create different projects with the main kits, then for each post you make, you get 2 entries into the prize drawing at the end of the month. So these are the freebies for this week. You can find them in my Facebook group. I will create an album that's called hashtag spring25. Or if you are not somebody that goes onto Facebook, I have a Ko-fi shop. And you can get those in there. I do have a Linktree link down below, so you'll find all of my social media links there, so either the Facebook group or the Ko-fi if you want to grab the freebies. I also have a Linktree link to my design team. Please go and check those ladies out. They're doing amazing things with the kits already. So these freebie pages, as I said, you can find in the group or on my Ko-fi page. So we've got these elements here, and it will make sense in a moment what they are used for, but we're going to basically be creating a hidden journaling card. So we've got those which have the kind of spring florals that you'll see in the kits, as well as some of the cute animals. Because one kit is more botanicals, one's more animals, I've done a kind of mix with the freebies. And we also have these ones as well. So we've got tags and then an envelope and a postcard. And then the final page, I hope it picks up really well on camera. It might not, but you've got lined paper, but it's got a very faint kind of rainbow colour of pinks, yellows, greens and blues. It is very faint, but it's just supposed to give a kind of subtle background to the lined paper. So as I said, we're going to be making hidden journaling cards. So I have made a couple just to kind of share with you. So this one, let's bring the freebies back, is this one here. So you can see you've got the floral design on the back. So that's that side. And then on this side, we've got this bit here. So that one's from there. And I've just put a little ribbon at the top, and you've probably seen these made a few times before. I really love them, but all you do is it looks like one continuous card, but when you pull up you've got a journaling space inside, and this is using that lined paper that's in the freebies as well. And you've essentially just got a little pocket there which you will slot your card back into, and then it just kind of connects that picture again, so again it just looks like one seamless card. Now the back's nice and light, so you've got writing space on the back as well if you wish to, or you could potentially stick this bottom half to your page and then the top just slides out. It's entirely up to you how you wish to use these. You could just have them floating in your journal and just paperclip to the side if you want to, but they're just a fun way to add an extra piece of journaling space. So this is the landscape one. So this was the one where you had the postcard and the envelope. So on this page, that's this one here. So we've got the postcard on one side, we've got the envelope on the other, and this time it pulls out to the side. This time I used one of my coloured index cards, so you don't have to necessarily use the lined paper if you don't want to. I decided to use up some of my index cards. But again, you just kind of connect the picture, and then again, it's light on the back for some journaling space, or you could just stick it direct to your page. It's entirely up to you. So I'll show you how to make them. They are nice and super easy. So I've got some index cards and some more of the lined paper that obviously I've already started cutting. We've got these from the Freebies, so it looks like this on the page. Now I just fold it over. You can of course cut it and then obviously just glue all the way around. I just leave that because it just saves me gluing up one edge. So I've already folded that over, and then we've got this one, which is the bingo card and the kind of peachy florals. So we've got those two to work on. So all I do is basically just glue it closed, but obviously don't glue into the middle. I just do a fine bead of glue all the way around the edge. I don't come obviously down this fold, but you want to kind of just have a fine bead of glue. It doesn't need to be a thick piece of glue, just a fine bead just to close it up. So that's that one. I'm just going to use, I was just going to use the back piece of that. Let's see if there's another piece. Got another cut off here that I'm just going to kind of lean on, just to kind of press, just in case some glue oozes out. And it's just to give it a good press down where that glue is. Okay, and then once that's stuck, I'm just going to put that to the side. I'm going to do the same to this one. We can kind of work on two at the same time, and again I'm just going to do a fine bead of glue along the edges. And down the bottom. And then again, just sticking that down. So I'm just using this cut off so that if any glue oozes out, it doesn't go all over my desk, because I haven't got my mat down today. Okay, so I've essentially glued it shut, which I know seems probably really insane at the moment, but it will make sense in a second. So I'm just going to put the lid on there for a moment. Then going to bring in my little guillotine. So this is obviously the tag that I've got. So I'm probably going to have my pull on this side, because I can actually punch a hole in there and then have the string coming out, and then that kind of becomes my pull. So this is the section that I'm going to cut off. So I've been coming in at roughly 1.5 inches. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of line it up and chop down. So this is 1.5 inches wide, and I'm going to do the same for this one, but this time obviously I'm going along the top. So I'm just going to turn it that way. Again, come up 1.5 inches and then just chop down like so. Now obviously where you've glued it, you will have a little bit of a kind of flatter edge there, because obviously this one has the fold, this one doesn't. So when I kind of measure this out, I'm going to come in a little bit on this edge as well. So first thing I'm going to do is just get rid of that white edge. And then I'm going to bring this in, and as you can see, I'm going to come in a little bit on this side, and I'm going to do the same on the other side as well. Now I can always come in and trim again if I need to, but I'm just going to measure that for now and cut that. And then I'm just going to test it by popping it in here and seeing how well it fits, because I want it roughly even on either side. So actually that's not too bad. That is roughly even on each side. So what I'm going to do is, now that it's in there, I'm just going to pull this bit open, and I'm just going to pop some glue in there to stick that in. So just a little bit of glue, and again, you don't really need tons of glue because it will obviously hold itself in place. I'm just going to straighten that up because I've gone a little bit wonky. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I'm just going to pull open that top section a little bit, put some glue in, and then just seal that off. Now obviously this is far too long for here, so all I do is I just kind of line it up along the top. Obviously I'm going to have a bead of glue down here, so I don't want it too long. I'm possibly going to want it about there. So I'm just going to trim that piece off. So to make sure it's straight, I'm kind of lining this top bit up with this section. And then I just see how well that all fits in here. So just slide it down and there you go. It lines up lovely. So that's how it looks from the back. And that's how we have it from the front. So that's one done. So like I said, nice and easy. Now on the others I've added ribbons and things. I'll come to that in a moment. You obviously don't have to. You could just keep it like that as a journaling card. And then, like I said, either stick the back onto your page so you can pull it out, or have it floating in some way. Now because the lines are going this way, I can of course still use a bit from the freebie. But I think I'm going to use a page from here, and I don't know whether to go for the yellows or the green. I think I might go for the yellow for this one. So again, I'm just going to trim down. So I'm going to get rid of that wide margin on that side and on this side. And I'm still going to need it a bit thinner, so I'm going to cut another line off. I'm going to 2 3/4, and let's see how that fits in here. Okay, that's actually a good fit. So I'm going to do the same again. So now that that's in there, I'm just going to pull up this front part and add some glue. Turn it over, do the same on the back. There we go. Right, again, it's obviously far too wide, so I'm just going to line it up with the back panel piece, and then I'm just going to come in slightly because I've got to obviously bear in mind that there is some glue down there at the bottom. And then I'm going to chop that end piece off. Like so. Let's get rid of that glue. And then this slots into there. Like so. And there we have another one. Oops. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add a ribbon. I'm just seeing if I can line this up a tinsy bit better. Let's try that. That's better. I think I just had a bit of glue. I obviously went a bit wonky when I was like kind of doing it with my hand. I went up a little bit in one spot, so it was just not allowing the card to go in. But that's now lined up a lot better. So I'm now going to put the ribbon here at the top. So I'm just going to use my crocodile to punch a hole. And then for this one, how do I want to do it? See, these ones I've kind of gone straight across the top. I don't think I want to do that on this one. I think I'm going to have it more to the side. So I'm going to have one there and then one a bit further up, about there. Right, now let's put some ribbons in. So these were the ones that I pulled out. So I think we're going to use this one for the bunny. So I'm just going to snip off a length. This is a peachy colour, so I don't think I want this pink. I think I want something different. This one's quite a nice one. I might use this one actually, because it's all sorts of different pastel colours, so it looks really nice with the kit. So let's get rid of some of this rubbish on the desk, because it's kind of taking over now. And right, so this one I'm going to put in the side. And you can of course put eyelets in. I'm not going to. I actually printed this on 220 GSM. So that's quite sturdy. It's not quite what I would make a greetings card with, but it is quite sturdy stuff. So I don't feel that I need an eyelet in there. Oh, that's a bit big, that one. That's a bit better. Okay, so we've got that bow at the side, which I just think looks really, really pretty. Now there are labels and things in my kit, so obviously when I actually get to use these in the journal or project that I'm going to be making, then I might add some more decorations to it. You can certainly use the labels and things from the kits. I'm just showing you how to make the kind of base of them for the moment. So this one I'm going to use this ribbon. So I'm just going to slot this one through and then pull it up through the back. Like so, and then I want to snip it a bit shorter, so I'm going to snip that one that way and snip that one that way. And there they are. They are my hidden journaling cards. I think they've turned out really, really cute. I'm very happy with those, and I hope that this is a nice fun challenge. As I said, this isn't a new concept. I've seen lots of other people do this. I've done these a couple of times, but I think they're fun. It's a nice way to have a decorative journaling card, but also an element of interaction as well, because you're obviously removing it from its pocket, and it can also be like a secret writing space as well. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. As I said, you can find the freebies either in the Facebook group or on my Ko-fi page. I really hope that you join in with this challenge. As I said, there is a giveaway at the end of the month for those that do, and use the hashtag Spring25. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next crafty video. Bye for now.